Good morning, CSLN. Well, I'm Lucia Cooper-Smith, your host for today, and it's a pleasure to welcome you to Sunday afternoon at the Center for Spiritual Living Nashville, located at Unity Nashville. I'd also like to welcome those of you who are watching online and invite you to join us in person if you can, because the energy here on Sunday morning is something really special. So we are excited today that our speaker is Reverend Dr. Mitch Johnson. And the title of his talk is, Are You Ready for What You Want? And we also welcome our guest artist, Kirsty Kraus. So if you're wondering who CSLN is, we are an inclusive, open spiritual community for anyone seeking a deeper connection with God. Our philosophy, our teaching, shows people how to create their most magnificent lives. We are here to love, honor, and support you, whatever your divine path is. Wherever you may find yourself on your journey of faith, you are welcome here. So welcome to our center. Let's move into spirit. And now I invite you to close your eyes and take a deep breath. And take another one. And turn within and know with me that there is one God, one heart, always surrounding us, always moving in and as us. The one source that created all things is still creating. It lives in each of us right now. There is a golden thread of truth that moves through all spiritual paths, and we bless them all. We are open to the lesson today. We breathe in the willingness to experience something fabulous today, something that allows us to feel more connected, something that shows us how to live our best life. We are so grateful for that inspiration, for this lesson that Reverend Mitch is sharing with us today. The beautiful music we'll hear, so grateful for this day, so grateful for being together to experience it as a community. And so it is.
Years of age, I'm still looking for a dream. The war's already waged for my destiny, but you've already won the battle and you got great plans for me. Though I can't always see, 'cause I got a couple dents in my fender, got a couple rips in my jeans, trying to get the pieces together, 'cause perfection is my enemy, and on my own I'm so clumsy, but on your shoulders I can see I'm free to be me. When I was just a girl, thought I had it figured out. See, my life would turn out right, I'd make it here somehow. But things don't always come that easy, and sometimes I would die. Oh, 'cause I got a couple dents in my fender, got a couple rips in my jeans, trying to get the pieces together, 'cause perfection is my enemy, and on my own I'm so clumsy, but on your shoulders I can see I'm free to be me. You're free to be you. Sometimes I believe that I can do anything. Yet other times I think I've got nothing good to bring. But you look at my heart, you tell me you got great plans for me. And it's easy to believe, even though I got a couple dents in my fender, got a couple rips in my jeans, trying to keep the pieces together, 'cause perfection is my enemy, and on my own I'm so clumsy, but on your shoulders I can't see, 'cause I got a couple dents in my fender, got a couple rips in my jeans, trying to keep the pieces together, 'cause perfection is my enemy, and on my own I'm so clumsy, but on your shoulders I can't see. I'm free to be me. You're free to be you.
That's Kirsty. Kirsty Krause.
Good morning. So good afternoon. I'm Tanya Miller-Heyer. I'm a practitioner and a student minister at CSL. Today we are continuing to explore the Science of Mind principles. What is a principle? It is a foundational truth or proposition that forms the foundation for a belief system. Let's say that again. The principles of the science of mind guide our understanding of the nature of reality, our role in the creative process, and who we are as unique expressions of the divine. We use the principles to help us allow, do you hear the difference? To help us allow the infinite supply of spirit to flow through us for our best and highest good. So far, we've covered 4 science of mind principles: oneness, love, creation, and the threefold nature. Today, we add science of mind principle number 5, the creative process. The one infinite reality operates through the universal law of cause and effect. This universal law is impersonal, automatic, and intelligent. The universal law receives the direct impress of Spirit's impulse and acts upon it, bringing it into form. Individuals having the same threefold nature use the creative process to shape our human experience in alignment with the whole perfect and complete reality. Science of Mind principle number 6, spiritual laws. Universal spirit maintains harmony, equilibrium, and balance through spiritual law. There are various expressions and uses of spiritual law. For example, the law of correspondence, the law of attraction, and the law of receiving and giving. Spiritual laws are impersonal, they're consistent, and they're intelligent, and are always operating. So consciously, individuals can learn to use these laws to create or change conditions. So our reading for this week is from a 1938 edition of Science of Mind, written by Ernest Holmes. It says, "What a marvelous thought to bear in mind that it is done unto us. We need not coerce, we do not create the power, but we must let this great power operate through us. The Spirit can do for us only what it can do through us. The power behind all things is without limit. But in working for us, it must work through us. We do not create. We use the power of the one mind which creates for us." So these words remind us that we don't have to make things happen. Instead, we allow the creative power to flow through us, working with the laws of the universe to shape our experience. So please join me in a spiritual mind treatment. Let's take a moment to breathe deeply, releasing any worries and centering ourselves in the awareness of the one infinite presence. As I speak for me in first person, I invite you to make this personal for you. There is only one power, one presence, one creative intelligence that fills the entire universe. This is the source of all life, the infinite wellspring of love, joy, and abundance. This divine and limitless substance flowing eternally in goodness, truth, and beauty. This presence is the sweetness of life, the sweetness of life itself, expressing through every experience, every opportunity, and every blessing. I know that I am one with this infinite presence. The same spirit that animates all existence flows through me. And as I know this for me, I know this for everyone, every being, every thought, every idea. Through the oneness, all are conduits for infinite goodness and abundance. And knowing that the creative process shapes my reality, I open my heart, I open my mind to the greater goodness that is mine. I am immersed in abundance consciousness. I am surrounded by a field of infinite possibilities and sourced with infinite supply, where every need is met and every blessing flows freely. Life is sweet. And this sweetness flows in perfect balance in the unique expression that is me, that is every being. The universal law responds to my consciousness, shaping my reality according to my thoughts and beliefs. And so I let go of any unconscious ideas of limitation, and I replace them with the knowing that I partake in the boundless nature of all good. I fill myself with the feeling of freedom, knowing that Spirit is always working through me, as me, and for me, bringing forth every form of abundance that blesses my life and the lives of those around me. And for all this, I am filled with gratitude. I give thanks for every opportunity, every resource, every joy that graces my path. I am grateful for the divine substance that enriches every idea, every area of my life, and for the law that faithfully brings my highest good into manifestation. My heart overflows with appreciation for the beauty, the love, the abundance that blesses me and flows through all. And with complete trust in the universal law that always gives, so that I may receive, I release this word, knowing it is already done. I let go, allowing the creative power to work through me. I am confident that it manifests the highest good for all with grace and ease. And together we affirm, and so it is. Amen.
Thank you, Tanya. Lisa, you want to come up and join us?
I see the beauty in you. I see the power in you. I see the greatness in you. And so it is. I see the child in you. I see the sweetness in you. I see the softness in you. is. I can see it. It's right there before me. I can feel it. And deep in my soul, I just know it. That you are an angel full of magic, power, and pure sweet love. I see the goodness in you. I see the wisdom in you. I see the strength in you. And so it is. I see the joy that's in you. I see your light shining through. I see the love that's in you. And so it is. I can see it. It's right there before me. I can feel it. And deep in my soul, I just know it. That you are an angel full of magic and power and pure sweet love. I see the grace that's in you. I see the courage in you. I see the heart that's in you. And so it is. I see the beauty in you. I see the power in you. I see the greatness in you. And so it is. I see the beauty in you. I see the beauty in you. I see the power in you. I see the power in you. And I see the greatness in you. I see the greatness in you. I see the goodness in you. I see the goodness in you. I see the wisdom in you. I see the wisdom in you. Oh, I see your strength, your strength. I see the strength in you. And I see your joy, joy, joy. I see the praise in you. And I see your light, shining light. I see the light in you. And I feel the love that's in you. I feel the love that's in you. And I see the grace that's in you. I see the grace that's in you. And I see the courage in you. I see the courage in you. And I see the heart that's in you. I see the heart that's in you. And so it is.
That's Lisa Firestone and Kirsty Krause.
Test, test. Well, listen, Kirsty, thanks so much for singing a song about me. No, it's about all of you. Good morning. So our lesson today is, are you ready? Are you ready for what you want? You know, I've always been interested in why this metaphysical and you could say religious or spiritual, why this stuff works or how it works. So let's start off by getting a feeling together, right? So I want you to repeat after me. I am ready to be ready. Some of you, I don't know. One more time. I am ready to be ready. Okay. I want to talk a little bit about epigenetics. Now, I'm going to talk just a little bit about it, so don't fall asleep, because it has to do so much with this getting ready. When humans and animals come to a new environment, a new place in the world that's unlike where they were before, the environment that they're in signals their genes that, oh, if you're going to survive here, you're going to have to do something different. You're going to have to change. And so the genes, and this is the amazing part, know how to. So that so many animals come to new environments. For example, I think of the Arctic fox, who's just like any other fox, except when it went to the Arctic, it developed a white coat. Its genes started expressing as a white coat for it. So you and I have this same kind of thing where we're in an environment, that is to say, the world outside of us gives us a signal, and we can change with that signal. But we also have this incredible power within us to start thinking like, visualizing like, talking like, praying like, feeling like, seeing like something is so. And the genes start changing. If you start thinking of yourself. You know, I've had this voice condition for a while, and I've been through the doctor, so you don't have to worry. I've had all the tests, and they all say the same thing. I don't know. So I'm just going to take it. It's what my grandmother used to tell me. It's just meanness coming out. So, but it's getting better. And that's because I always have a picture in my mind, in my morning prayers, of me speaking easily and harmoniously and well. And do I do that until I feel like it's done? And you know, sometimes I speak that way all day. So whatever this is, I'm turning the genes around. Do you follow me? Epigenetically. Now, I want to tell you a wonderful story. Well, just let me finish by saying this. Change is inevitable. And the genes we have allow us to change. Otherwise, we'd all die when we're 22 from too much alcohol. Am I talking about myself again? You. Denise keeps me straight. So things outside of us can influence us. Out here, this seems like the very realest of real. This out here, we grew up in this environment, and it seems so real, so solid. But I want you to know, you look at those seats you're sitting in, feel how real they are. Just touch them. Now I want you to know, from a physics standpoint, they are 99.9999% empty space. And you know what that's filled with? Information. Information that you're not aware of. So the genes also react to that. And we can believe what we've always believed or what society, their culture tells us. Or we can start believing something else, and our genes will start changing our body to match that. Now this is important. Why? Because your body is your subconscious mind. You know, I've kind of learned that in the past few years. Since I've retired, and here I am, since I've retired, I've accumulated a lot more knowledge. And up and beyond the science of mind, It's like Ernest Holmes said. He said, I don't have the final answer. He said, you're supposed to go on and learn more. And I want you to know, people have done that and are doing it. And the world is changing, I think, for the better. But what happens to you is that when you become convinced, and we'll talk about that in a minute, convincing yourself. When you become convinced something is so, the genes in your body start making tissue in your brain and body and start making nerve connections that line up with that belief. Well, what does that mean? That means there's a signal, an electromagnetic field of energy around you that sends a signal to the universe that says, this is who I am, and this is what I want. And the universe, through this wonderful law, the great law of attraction or law of mind, I don't care what you call it. It's really a law of vibration, of energy. It sends back to you people, situations, circumstances, and events to match who you've become. Do you follow me? If you follow me, raise your hand. Okay. Thank you. No, my sight isn't going there. So, things outside of us have influenced us, but now we have this wonderful capacity to allow things inside of us. What we say to ourselves and to other people. How we feel, whether we feel bad or good. What we see in other people. What we see in our vision of life as an end result. Some incredible good, as if it's already happened. Because I want you to know, here's what I believe. I believe it has already happened. In our class that we're studying this in Neville says creation is finished. And I used to wonder about that when I first read it years ago. What does he mean, creation is finished? I'm not finished. No, and I never will be. And neither will you. But whatever you want, it's already done. It's out there in that quantum field of infinite potential. Already there. What you have to do is match your vibration and energy to match that. In other words, it'll come to you. Joe Dispenza says, what your thoughts are a signal to the universe. But how you feel is what brings it back to you. How you feel in your heart. How you feel about yourself. How you feel about life. Well, you see, you can't go around blaming people and blaming life and blaming them and blaming whoever your political opponent happens to be, because that's not the truth. You have to love everybody, and that's a signal for you. When you stop loving people, the signal you send out says, I don't want any more of this love stuff. Right? Can I get a witness? Okay. Well, I got a little heavy there talking about epigenetics. However, let me show you how amazing it is. Years ago, back in the 1980s, when I was really getting into this stuff, Ellen Langer, who was a psychology professor at Harvard, did a study. And what she did was she took a whole group of men, older men, and she put them in a special environment where she put two groups. But the first group, she put in this special environment in a monastery in Peterborough, New Hampshire. She put them in this monastery, and the only thing they saw were magazines, TV shows, newspapers from the era 20 years before then. Right? So they started living together, I think for 10 days. I'm not sure about that. Might have been longer. So this was the environment they're in. So when they took their medical measurements at the end of the thing, they were at least 20 years younger. How the hell did that happen? There was one guy who had arthritis bad. He used a cane. He stopped using the cane, and at the end of the week was playing touch football. They inundated themselves. I like that word. Inundated themselves with pictures, words, feelings like they were 20 years younger. And their genes responded. Did you hear that? They responded and made them 20 years younger. Now, if that's not amazing enough for you, you need to go home. You understand what an incredible thing that can be to those of us who were raised in this environment, that everything seems to be out there. They got the power. They got the this. They got the that. No, they don't. You have it. You have it. You have it. You have it. And stop telling yourself you don't. You have it in your power to create anything. Anything. A clear voice. Anything. What did I say? That you want to create, that fits you, that makes your heart feel warm. You can do it. Anything. Ernest Holmes told us that years ago. Now we have more scientific proof. Now we have. About that same time, I'll tell you what, about that same time, the early 80s, Deepak Chopra wrote his quantum healing book. And that was, at the time, we were all like, wow. In fact, we sponsored Deepak Chopra to come here. Remember that? Some of you remember that. No, we only sponsored him once. But anyhow, the first time we sponsored him. And he was great. But he tells a story. Now, we're talking about genes, right? And epigenetics. He told a story of a woman, kind of like there was an old book called The Three Faces of Eve, where they had different personalities. Well, he told the story of a woman who had two different personalities. And in one of the personalities, she had cancer. And another personality, she didn't. Now think about that. So when somehow she switched, the genes in her body took all of the neuropeptides, all of the hormones, all of the chemical reactions, all the catalysts, and switched her around and made her cancer-free. He told that story. Ernest Holmes told a similar story. He was praying for a lady back in the 50s. And he was praying for a lady. And he kept not getting results. She had 3 distinct personalities. And she kept telling him about it. I've got these, and he even saw her go into one of them. So one night he said, I'm going to pray until this lady is healed. What? He said, I don't care. If it takes all night, I'm going to get convinced she's healed. And so he sat down at the beginning of that evening, and he prayed there. And he just saw her as whole, complete, and perfect. He just saw her that way. And he kept seeing her that way. And then he had an insight. He went, oh my gosh, I'm buying into her stuff. I've got to stop that now. So he stopped it. And he kept seeing her as whole, complete, and perfect. And you know, she called him the next day. And she said, you know, last night about 3 a.m, about when he had his insight, last night about 3 a.m, all my personalities came to me in a dream and said they were me. Said they were me. That's a healing. Do you understand? Now that's what we're talking about here. And I know sometimes people get off and they get into, oh, you know, here's what's wrong with the church. Here's what's wrong with the sanctuary. Here's what's wrong with the people that run it. Here's what's wrong. Well, get over that crap. There's nothing wrong except you believe it's wrong. Do you follow me? So you have the capacity to make all of that you think is wrong right. And when you make it right, it's right for you. Because that's the only person it can't be right for. Do you understand me? Sorry, I'm preaching again. So, if you want something, back in the class, I had people, I'm going, you know what? I want to raise the energy here a little bit. Everybody stand up. I want you to just do something. You don't have to go that far. Just find someone maybe you don't know, okay? And just say this to them. I bless you. I praise you. And for the goodness of God in you. For the goodness of God in you. I praise you. Okay. Find somebody else. Do it. Tell them this. You're good. You're very good. I bless and praise you. How does that feel? Okay. That's enough. You don't want to do too much. You'll be healing Nashville. But actually, Nashville doesn't need healing, does it, Lynn? It's already whole, complete, and perfect if we see it that way. Now, I have to do that because I want you to know the most important thing you do in your life, if you want to create something, if you want to make a change, is you have to feel good. Did you hear that? I don't want it to just pass you by. I want you to take it right in your heart and feel good. As often, maybe all the time if you can, but as often as you can. And I know some of you out there going, well, you don't have my life. You don't know how I feel. No, and I don't want to know. But I do want you to find something to feel good about. Now, so this is the business of creating, because people have said to me at different times, well, Mitch, you only speak about one thing every time I hear you. I suppose that's true, because every time you hear me, I'm going to talk about principle. And the principle is, it's done unto you as you believe. Not as you want, not as you like, but as you really deep down believe. So, you're going to have to start believing. You're going to have to start changing and believing something different. Because I know how hard it can be to change. Some of you has to die when you change. The old part. It's alive. It's tissue in you. Do you understand? So when that part dies, it doesn't want to. Just, wait a minute. Are you sure about this? You've been doing this all along, and it's pretty safe. You're still alive, sort of. But are you really? See, if you want, you can do and be and have anything. And I don't know what that is for you. I'm not talking about becoming the CEO or Elon Musk. I'm not talking about that. Unless that's something you feel you want to do, then you can do it. But I'm talking about being the best you. You know, being who you really are with love and joy. And I got something to tell you. When you feel that good about it, everything in your life will change. And you'll start finding only good things and only lovely things. And as Paul said, things that are of good report. Oh. So, a great teacher, Jesus, says, when you pray, whatever you desire. Didn't say, well, don't pray for that, but you can pray for this. Said, in whatsoever you desire, when you pray, believe you have received. How do I believe? A lot of people used to ask me, well, Dr. Mitch, I just don't have enough faith. And I'd say, you got all the faith you need. You just have to give it a different direction. You know, you have to be what I'll call glad. G-L-A-D. Give life a new direction. Give life a direction. And how do you do that? Well, we're talking about change. Reminds me, I've got to have a joke. I found a joke. There was a woman who was talking to her friend about a recent breakup she'd had with her boyfriend. And the woman says, well, so he asked you to stop smoking, and you did? She said, yes. And he asked you to lose weight, and you did? Yes. And he asked you to go take some classes and go to the gym, and you did? Yes. Well, why in the world didn't you marry him? And she said, well, after all those changing, I thought I could do better. And that's the truth. You will do better after changing. When I was a kid, we used to get dressed Sunday mornings for church. And and we'd put on our best, a suit and tie. And that one suit we got from, but we put that on and we go to church. We put on our Sunday best because we wanted to have a Sunday best experience. You know what I'm saying? Anybody done that? Everybody, yeah. So we put on our Sunday best. Now, I don't know that they do that anymore, but it seems like in those days it was all about how do I look, But so we put on our Sunday best. So if you want to create something, if you want something new in your life, you have to put on your Sunday best. You have to put on a new idea, a new feeling, a new words, a new picture, a new vision. And here's how you do it. I got this from Neville. You think of the end result. Just like Ernest Holmes stopped thinking about a woman with 3 faces of Eve and started thinking about a woman who had no problem. You follow me? So you start this. You start seeing yourself. Well, let's say, I don't know, you wanted to be a successful real estate agent. We got some of those in here. So you see yourself at the office, and you see the guy said, look, our best salesperson this year is here. You see him or her saying that to you, and you feel that. So what does that feel like? It feels good, right? Feels like you're there. I tell you, I had some songs cut one day. This is back, in the Paleolithic days. But I knew some of this stuff. And what I did was, I kept seeing one of my songs as being in the top 10 on the Billboard chart. I cut out my song. I put it there. I looked at it every day. And I closed my eyes. Well, you know what? That song went number 1. Now, believe me, see, I came here for that. I didn't come here for this. But I knew I was supposed to do this after I got here. Because I love this. I love the explanation. I love what it's done in my life. I love what it can do in your life. So you have that vision of the end result. What would that be like? You in it, not looking at it, but you right there from it. You see, you're right there. People are patting you. You smell, maybe you're drinking some champagne in a celebration. And you do that over and over and over and over. I don't mean all day, but I mean every day. You start your day with something like that. And then you write a little affirmation that's like that. And then, most importantly, you start that by feeling good. Because that's the feeling, the energy that brings it into your experience. Do you understand what I just said? If you did, turn to someone. Tell them about it. What did I just say? You understand, if you can do it, if you can explain it, you got it. That enough? I see some of you are just getting up. Okay. Okay. You see, whatever you're doing, whatever you're saying, whatever you're thinking, it's a prayer. A prayer is not something you just get down on your knees and you have special incense and stuff. That's nice. But it's every thought you think and every feeling you have. So I'm here to tell you, and I am here to tell you, you can be, do, or have anything your heart desires if you will just do those things. And I'm gonna be nasty now and say, you know why people don't get what they want? There's no follow through. They give up too soon. They don't persist in it. Don't be that way. I don't care if it takes you every day for a year or saying an affirmation 10,000 times. Wouldn't it be worth it to be healed? Wouldn't it be worth it to have your heart's desire? I think so. Yes. So put your hand over your heart now. Just close your eyes. Say, oh, thank you, Father, Mother God, for the wonderful experience of life that's coming to me now. And for all the wonderful experiences I've already had. And you know what? You have. And so it is.
Oh, thank you. That was wonderful. So now it is time to give back to what serves us. If something touched you today, and I'm sure there was a lot in that talk and in the music today that has touched everyone, there are many ways you can share that love with us, and we are so grateful for your offering. I'd like to ask our ushers to come forward now. And thank you to Mary Lou Cohen and Katie Griffith for volunteering today. In addition to the baskets being passed, we also have a few other ways we can accept your gift. You can use a credit card in our bookstore, or you can find a document with a QR code on it at the desk in the lobby. And for our online viewers, please make a contribution using the link in the description on the screen, or you can mail your check to our P.O. Box, which is on our website. So please say with me, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is.
Before that rooster's crowing, she's kitchen table sitting, underlining the gospel and black coffee sipping. When that sun gets to sinking and the whole house is resting, she's thanking God for those fast asleep blessings. Might look like she ain't doing much, but she's moving mountains because t-shirt, red lipstick, blue jeans, but she's wearing armor that nobody sees. Every word she sent up came answered back down. I'm living proof, 'cause this lost girl got found. That's the power, the power of two folded hands, bound hand, bending knees. When she whispers, dear Jesus, heaven can hear it, and the devil gets back to hell running. That's the power of a praying woman. When that storm is brewing and the war is raging, only one way through it. You keep on praying, find truth in the trouble, rise up on the double. When push comes to shoving, you keep on praying. That's the power, the power on two folded hands, bound hand, bending knees. When she whispers to Jesus, heaven can hear it, and the devil gets back to hell running. That's the power, power of a praying woman. Oh, of a praying woman. Of a praying woman.
Freshman class.
Wonderful. Well, a big thank you to Reverend Dr. Mitch Johnson for another wonderful, wonderful talk today. And to our guest artist, Kirsty Krause. And the band, Larry, Mark, Don, Jimmy, and our AV team, both Ray and Alexander. Thank you. And to everyone who made this service happen today. Now for our announcements. There will be a town hall meeting called Release the Past, Views for the Future on November 17th after the Sunday service to discuss certain requests made by a group of CSL members. Join us so that we can share with each other, so together we can move into our new story and the next iteration of what is possible for our center. This is an in-person meeting, and all members are encouraged to attend. Please mark your calendars and email the admin email address that you could find in the newsletter, or sign up in the sign-up sheet in the lobby so we know how many lunches to order. So, the holidays are upon us, and it is CSLN's tradition to celebrate Thanksgiving with a potluck following our Sunday service before Thanksgiving. So this year, we are going to have a joint Sunday service with Unity, where both Denise and Gregory will speak. That will be on November 24th at 11 a.m. We're going to do the service at 11, so mark your calendars on that. And it will be followed by a potluck for both centers. So visit the website or newsletter for more information about that. The Caring Hearts team is looking for volunteers who want to join the team. Caring Hearts supports our members and their loved ones experiencing medical and/or difficult life events, as well as celebratory moments in their lives. And please contact Erica Leeds if you would like to join the team. Erica's email is in the newsletter. We have 2 job opportunities. We're accepting applications for the bookkeeper position, so if you're interested, please submit your resume to the admin email address. And we're also hiring a part-time executive director for the center. So again, please email the admin email address to get a copy of the job responsibilities and submit your resume. And then one other thing for the calendar, the Women of Unity would love to welcome CSLN's women to their next gathering on Saturday, November 9th at 9:45 a.m. in the Unity Cottage for brunch and a program about self-care during the holidays. A reflexologist will be there to help give tips about self-care, but there will be other things covered as well. So please mark your calendars for that. And I ask that we all please continue to hold Michael Woody in your prayers. So if you would like any details regarding any of these announcements or the ones that were on the screen before the service, you can find them in our newsletter and on our website. So before we close our service, we would like to welcome our visitors. We're not going to ask you to stand or anything, but we do want to thank you for being here and invite you to come to the fellowship hall so that we can say hello. And thank you to Sandra Rollins for being today's hospitality volunteer. If you're watching online, please subscribe and give us a thumbs up because it does help us. And at this time, I'd like to invite our practitioners and our speakers and ministers that are here to please come up front. And if there's something that you're dealing with or something that you want to attract in your life related to health, relationships, career, money, please don't leave today without asking one of these practitioners to pray with you as soon as the service is over. Or you could fill out a prayer request form and put it in the secure box on the table in the hallway outside of the fellowship hall. And if you're watching online, please go to our website under practitioners and contact any one of us directly. So please join me for our closing prayer. I will say it in the first person and ask you to make it personal to you. I invite you to close your eyes and take a deep breath and know with me that there is one God, one love, one intelligence that created and infused life into everything. It created me, infused itself into me, and I express its magnificence. It is all there is. I am one piece of the whole. I am an individualized, unique expression of God. In that knowing, I affirm now that there is a power that is greater than I am, and I can use it. I have the power to be anything I want to be, do, or have. And by imagination, I set the energy of manifestation in motion. I am in perfect health and exude vibrancy and joyful movement. I have attracted the right occupation that allows me to express myself. I have attracted loving relationships to my life. I am prosperous. I release any limiting thoughts, any thoughts that hold me to the past, and replace those thoughts with the unlimited possibilities in every area of my life. And this week, I release attachment to outcome and know that all is in divine right order. With every thought, I express abundance. That is the vibration and energy I put out, and that is the vibration and energy I receive. It is with great gratitude that I speak these words, knowing that everything I have spoken and even more is already done. I release my word to the action of the law that always responds to my thoughts and responds to my words and says yes. There is nothing more for me to do. I let go and I let God. And together we say, and so it is. So let's put a little love in our hearts and stand for our closing song.
Think of your fellow man, give him a helping hand, put a little love in your heart. You see it's getting late, oh please don't hesitate, put a little love in your heart. And the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and me. You just wait and see. Take a good look around, and if you're looking down, put a little love in your heart.
a service of the Center for Spiritual Living Nashville. May your life be filled with joy and prosperity in every way. Learn more about our programs or contact one of our practitioners at our website, cslnashville.org. You may also want to follow us on Facebook at CSLNASH. You can make a big difference with your financial gift at lovecsln.com. Please share the link to this program with a friend and join us again next Sunday. Have a wonderful week.